Hello IFS 2122 and whichever students from that class are lucky enough to be watching this video right now. My name is Adam Watkins and today I'm here to talk about the Tallahassee Automobile and Collectibles Museum. Just some basic information about this museum. It was founded in May 1996 and it is currently located in a warehouse directly off of I-10. I'm not sure if any of you have seen that, but you may have on your way home. It houses over 150 automobiles, primarily antique, and it also holds a number of other collectibles. There's like a couple Batmobiles, which is pretty cool. A huge golden piano, which I forgot what they said that was, but apparently it means something. They have a number of boat motors and motorcycles as well, along with collectible guns and knives and stuff. Just a lot of stuff that has a lot of historical value. Um, Basically, today, though, I'm here to make an argument. This museum may be perceived as a tourist trap, and I'm going to provide some evidence on why that is the case. I know that when I first visited this museum, I thought it was a tourist trap. I walked in and I was like, I'm gonna die here today. Like it just was so kitschy. So much stuff about it was like the only people that would come here are people that are like on their way like down I-10 headed somewhere else, and they're just gonna see like a billboard for this museum and stop here. Um, but upon further investigation, when I took the time to get to know the museum and the people that work there and talk to the people there, I found that this museum had a lot of value to it. The first thing that I noticed was that this museum had a lot of historical value. Um, I found this to be evident in the fact that the museum, along with like all of the cars there was like a little installment, a little like discourse on the history of the car and a corresponding social history to the vehicle as well. And it just allowed any visitor that I would have like seen, it allowed me to know more about the car and like what played into this car's role in the United States history. Furthermore, this museum received the AACA award for the #1 museum in the United States for preservation of antique cars. I thought this was a really good indicator of the value that this museum has and what it can provide to visitors aside from just being like a tourist trap and giving them something to do for a couple of hours. The location too is something that at first I thought lent to the fact that this museum was just a tourist trap. I visited and it was right off the highway, and I was like, okay, the only people that are coming here are going to be like older men just driving by, and they're like, hey, let me stop and look at this car museum. But I found that when I talked to someone there, when I talked to a representative from the museum, that the main people that visit this museum aren't even like traveling by tourists. They're like people from the Tallahassee area that want to come and learn more. And I thought that was interesting because I originally thought that it was just a total tourist trap, but it really wasn't. Um, Furthermore, another thing that I think really shows that this museum is not a tourist trap would be the fact that it doesn't like fit into the model of like corporate greed that a lot of these tourist traps often do. I thought like originally when I visited, like it was like $17 for just general admission, along with $15 for seniors. I only paid $11.75 because I was a student, but I was like, yeah, this place has to be making bank. I mean, I went in the afternoon and there weren't that many people there, but like if there were a lot of people there, they had to be making a lot of money. But I found out that this museum is actually what is called a nonprofit 501c3 educational corporation, which apparently means that it makes no money. Like no one's making money aside from the employee. He's just using that money to keep the museum running and maybe pouring into like expanding the museum. But aside from that, there's no actual like corporate money being made. It's just used to like keep the museum running. And I thought that was interesting because it doesn't fit the model of many other like tourist traps or like really big tourist attractions because it no one's making a whole lot of money off of this. Furthermore, the museum, I think another more evidence for it being not a tourist trap is how it benefits the community. The one thing that I thought I'm like this thing is doing it's bringing a lot of benefits was the fact that it provides sustainable jobs to people in the area. I went there and there were probably like 10 employees working there, people who, if the museum didn't exist, would not have a job. And I thought that was maybe like what most people, quite a few people that would not have jobs if the museum didn't exist. And all the money the museum is making is going towards keeping the museum running and providing money to these people and giving them jobs. Furthermore, the museum benefits the community by educating students. I talked to a representative there, and they said that like dozens of schools there come there every year basically for free because this museum wants to benefit the community and it wants to educate young students on the history of America. And I thought that was really interesting because like a lot of tourist traps or a lot of tourist locations don't do that sort of thing. They don't let people come for free, but this museum does that and it lets students come and learn. And I thought that was really interesting. And I really believe that all of this together makes a really strong case that this museum, though it's sort of like weird and kitschy and it's just like located in a really weird place, that it's not a tourist trap. It's like it's a truly historically significant like attraction that benefits the society. I think that's what it is, and I think that all of this together shows that this museum is a substantial place, I believe. Anyway, that's basically my argument for this, and I hope that you learned something from this, and thank you for taking the time to watch this.